guys, it's Vanessa with Farmgirl Gardens and Market. And man, if you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you've been with me from the beginning, I'm just so glad to be with you today. Many of you know that in late 2020, I was pretty significantly injured, which required knee surgery earlier this year. So I have not been doing much but rehabbing my knee, making progress, doing physical therapy weekly, but still not back to where I want to be. And so I haven't been doing much out in the farm or the fields, and it shows. And so this is actually the first week that I've been getting out to assess the neglect and the damage. I did have some volunteers out earlier in the year that got tomatoes in, and they actually survived just all this crazy Texas weather that we've been having. If you're not from Texas, we've had like historic weather. We got down to -6 degrees. We've had just monsoon rains, weather that just doesn't, I mean, it's always extreme in Texas, but weather that just doesn't happen. So I've got a dirty little secret, and I want to show that to you right now. This is the state of one of our grow spaces. Now, our tomatoes are actually doing fairly well, all things considered. Those are some early girl and some better boys in there. But everything else, I mean, as you can see, has just gone to pot. And I'm not able to really bend still. And so things have taken a hit. And one of the things that's been heavy on my heart is now that my abilities are different, and there's a good chance that they might always be, you know, different, I have to live or die trying. I have to get back out here. And so I wanted to go over some of the things that I've been experimenting with this week to kind of aid in getting things cleaned up without having to bend a whole bunch. And so one of my biggest tips is to have proper tools. And so I wanted to, if you're not familiar with this tool, this is called a claw, and it is about counter height, and then it has these tines on it. Now, the tool is only as good as its qualities. I've had claw tools like this before that the tines break off, especially in Texas clay soil. So just make sure that you're getting one that's like a solid forged construction. I find that seems to be the limiting factor when you get those ones that tear off. And so what you do with this, and I'm doing this one-handed, but it is really this easy. So we see these overgrown weeds, you just stick it in like that and twist. And now the root structure is, sorry guys, trying to do this like that. The root structure is completely removed, and I'm not having to bend at all to take these out. I'm gonna throw them out to the girls, and I'm just gonna work my way around here. Now, another thing that is helpful, sorry, mosquitoes. Another thing that is helpful is just putting your birds to work for you. So, one of the treats I have to share with you today was actually sent to me by GrubTerra. So if you're not familiar with GrubTerra, they are a black soldier fly, and they do other things. But they sent me black soldier flies. And so these are black soldier fly larvae, which have been dried as a treat. They actually do sell the live larvae, which I think is great. But one of the things I teach in permaculture is to create sustainable gardening systems. And so that looks like tying in your animal systems. That's why this garden is adjacent to our coop. That's why our composter is managed by our chickens. Tie in your animal systems to your grow systems. And so nothing is better, in my opinion, than a chicken scratching her way through the soil. All of these weeds need to come up. Sorry, just getting eaten out here. That's another part of management. If you let your weeds create a habitat for mosquitoes, you're going to have a lot more things eating you. So I'm going to get these girls interested in me. Come on, girls. This bag is so full. That's one thing I did want to share, actually. This is a 16-ounce bag, and they are not skimming. A lot of the times when you get product, it says 16. The weight always has to be the same, but the bag will look much fuller than it actually is. This bag is like packed. So let me try and show you without doing too much of an up nose shot. Do you see how packed that is? I'm gonna see if I can get their attention. Come on, girls. Oh yeah, they like that. But you gotta figure out how to get out and come over here. Come on, girls. I might have to lead them. Oh no, they're smart. They're coming. Come on. One of the things that I'm gonna be doing is having my hens manage this grow space for me by putting out this dry larvae treat product for them. And though as they're trying to find it, they're gonna scratch and pick. They haven't been treated in so long because I haven't been out there. They're a little slow to catch on. Let's go, girls. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. So that's actually one of my rows, and I'm just gonna throw it out here. They will follow in. He'll call to the girls. He's a good man like that. He'll call to them. And they're actually just going to be pecking, scratching to find this. But in the process, they're going to be helping tear out some of those superficial surface roots. Now, a couple of things I did want to share quickly about, this is really true for any treats, but especially for black soldier fly larvae, is the reason it's such a good product, whether you are sustainably, farming your own worms, which a lot of people do, or if you're purchasing a pre-made product, which is a lot easier, they are a treat. There is a lot of protein in these because this is the larval stage of the organism. And so true in all things, the babies end up having a lot more of the nutrition. Just like with sprouts, the reason people do sprouts is because sprouts have a lot more nutrition than the actual mature plant. But this actually has 36% crude protein. I really like that GrubTerra itemizes it all out here for you in the nutrition panel. It's big and bold, you can't miss it. But 36% crude protein is more than twice what like starter chick feed would be. So we don't want to, this is not food, this is a treat. And I just want you all to be mindful of that, not only because, protect your value in your investment. This is actually only $12 for a 16-ounce bag, so it's a great value. But also, you don't want to be overfeeding your birds. But another thing that people don't realize, why would you choose black soldier fly larva over any other treat? It's actually because of the essential amino acids that are in this. Again, we just talked about how the immature life cycles or the larvae cycle oftentimes has a lot more nutrition. This has a huge source of lysine in it. I think let me check myself. It's got lysine and phosphorus. And so that is not phosphorus, but lysine is an essential amino acid. We all need essential amino acids to live, humans and chickens alike. But what's nice about lysine, especially when you can get it in a form like this, is that it will actually help prevent viruses. And so one of the issues we've had with weather-induced disease through our chicken systems in North Texas right now is because we've been underwater. I mean, we've just been monsoon rain like nothing before. A lot of coccidosis collections of viruses are promoted in that kind of humid and wet environment. And so making sure that your birds have a good source of amino acids, and this is just probably the easiest way to do that. So I'm gonna let the girls get to work. You can see that they are already kind of searching for the treats, and in the process they are digging up these weeds. Now I do have tomatoes on the vine, so they haven't turned color yet, but I am going to throw some bird netting over them so that I don't have to be out here babysitting them and I don't lose my crop that I do have. So I hope that that's helpful. I did want to share that GrubTerra did send me a coupon code. So I wasn't paid for this video at all, not sponsored, but they did send me a coupon code to share with y'all, and that is GrubTerra. And so GrubTerra, you'll get 10% off. I am definitely going to have to check that, and I will include it in the show notes because I want to make sure I'm giving you a good coupon code. But I'm pretty sure it's GrubTerra, and I will be checking myself and including that in the notes below. Y'all, I've missed you. I'm sorry that I've been away. Life happens to all of us. My injuries have set me back. They've set my gardening back. They've set my business back. But I'm trying to come back because you know what? It's do or die, right? Like, we've got to live or die trying. All of us are going to have limitations. I hope that, you know, the claw tool that I showed you today helps you overcome some of the physical limitations that you might be dealing with. But I also hope that you're just encouraged to know that we are what we do, right? So like, if we believe that we are limited, then we're limited. Now, some of us have more limitations than others. I have a physical limitation right now, but some people have worse than that, and some people have other limitations. And we really just need to look at those limitations as a single card in our deck. They're not our whole hand. They're just one single card. It's not going to make or break you. So I hope that you are well. I'm going to throw some net over these tomatoes because I cannot wait for fried green tomatoes this year. And I hope to see y'all soon. Bye, y'all.